Hey, welcome back to the channel. So today I'm just going to add to our G/E minor pentatonic playlist. If you're not really sure what I'm talking about, check out my playlists. I have certain playlists. So for example, I have A minor and a C pentatonic playlist / the key of C. So you can learn all 5 boxes. Now I'm moving on to the E minor / G pentatonic. But what I do, because it's like a playlist in say the key of G or E minor, I'll add things that you could also play in G, like a little lick or a solo or some chords. So today I'm just going to show you the root and third trick you can play around in the key of G. So in my playlist with the A minor and the C, I showed you chords like the major, minor, minor, major, major, minor, minor, major rule, or using the bottom 3 strings. If you haven't seen that, check out the video, it will help you a lot, especially with your solo work and understanding the root and third and fifth, like the triad, the chord progressions. So I'm going to do it today using the A string and the B string. So previously I also did a video regarding the notes on each string. Now if you are just starting out, don't worry, it'll all come in time, but if you're starting to understand like the E string, the A string and so on, just get familiar with the notes on each string. It will help huge going forward. Now I've said before, if you're in a key of G, it makes sense to get familiar with the chords within that key. Like I say, we're in G at the minute / E minor. So the chords in the key of G, so you got a G major, A minor, B minor, C major, D major, E minor, and then the one with the flattened fifth. Again, check out previous videos if you're not sure what I'm talking about, but you flatten that fifth for the G flat. So we're going to just build up chords. So the way I'm going to show you this is you've got your root and your third and your fifth. So your root's obviously your first note. So if it's a G, the root 9 times out of 10 is a G. So then what makes it a major or a minor? So if you follow the scale of G, it's always the third note within those notes that create that minor or major. For in this instant, because we're using the key of G, the third note along is a B. So that will make it a G major, root, third, and then the fifth. Now root, third and fifth, you can have a chord without the fifth, just the root and the third like I've just shown you, but most pack it up with a fifth. A fifth is probably the most common. If you think of like a rock song, they're using fifths. So it's just a root note again, but instead of playing the third, you're playing the fifth along the scale. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you're playing the root and the fifth note here. In this case, it would be a D. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to show you, like I said, just the root and the third going up and down the fretboard, so you get familiar, and also it will give you a chance to play with your fingers.
That's what she said.
So the string in question, the first string I'm going to talk about is the A string. So that's obviously your A string. Now get to know the scale of G starting on the A string. If you don't know what modes are, I've done a video on modes and basically what they mean. Modes in a quick layman's term is if you've got a scale, you're starting on a different note in the sequence, but the order's still the same. I know it might sound a bit wacky, but just go check out my video, it makes perfect sense. So we're going to do the A string and we're going to go up the G scale up that A string. So A, B, C, D, E, G flat, and then it ends on that G. But if I was to end on the starting note, the A, now that's a different mode. That in question would be the second mode. So exactly the same on the B string. Again, key of G. So what we've got, B, C, D, E, G flat, G. Again, I could stop there, but to continue, A, B. Again, because I'm starting on the B and ending on the B in the key of G, it's just a different mode. But don't worry about that too much now. Again, you won't really use you won't ever go into a rehearsal room and go, hey guys, I'm going to use Mixolydian, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't happen. It's just good to understand it, because like I said, learn the rules, then you're able to break the rules going forward.
We'll see, bitch.
So here it is. We're going to start on the top G. What I mean by that is the octave higher. If that's the normal G, the normal tone, the starting tone of G, octave higher is 8 notes after it, higher obviously, but we're going to do it here. Can you hear the difference? So we're going to start from that note. So again, if we're going to go down again, Again, just keep practicing that. Use your index finger as well all the way through. So just get your head around that for a while. Just so we're going to do exactly the same on the B string. We're going to start actually on the octave higher B on this one again. Now, this is where we do a chord. So we're going to do the root and the third. So if you're not really good with your hand, like when you, do you know what arpeggio? Arpeggio is if you're playing a chord and you're picking the notes within that chord. Like if I was going to play an A minor. That's arpeggio within the A minor chord. So we're going to use a thumb finger and a index finger. Again, you can just use a plectrum if you like, but it will help you going forward. It's an easy exercise and it will help so much with your rhythm and timing. It will get your hands talking to each other like they should be doing.
Fingers and butts, dicks and butts.
So here we go. We're going to start on the G, give your index, and then with your ring finger, you're going to start on that B. So together. So that's the root and the third. That makes it a major. Remember the rule: major, minor, minor, major, major, minor, minor, major. So if you follow that rule going down, it will look like this. We've got a major, G flat minor, E minor, D major, C major, B minor, and then you just play full chords if you want to do A minor, G. So this is why you should get familiar with the A string notes first in the key of G, then get familiar with the B string notes in the key of G. Not only will it help you just going forward, but it'll help you doing solos as well. So adding them together is just the root and the fifth. Now, you may think, why would I ever do this? Trust me, I've written songs just using this.
That was easy.
Once you've got familiar with the strumming, you can just go down in this one. Like it's more of a this hand exercise. In your case, if you're right handed, it's this hand. So you can see now how just using the root and the third, you are creating a chord. Now we're going to use the left hand, so I'll put my plectrum down for a while. So I'm going to use my thumb and my index finger, and I'm going to pick the root note with my thumb and then pull with my index on the B. So you're playing bass note high, and then when you go to this one, you're going to pluck both at the same time. Remember me saying it will help this hand start to talk to this hand, because maybe at the beginning of your music you're not quite there yet where they're communicating properly, but this will get a good sense of rhythm and timing. And then you just follow that pattern. So just get your head around that for a while. So bass note, then the third. Remember, if you don't know where these hands are going, get familiar with the notes on that B string, get familiar with the notes on the A string, write them out if you need to, just on a bit of paper, just put A string, and know that's the 10th fret, 9th fret, and so on. So once we get to that stage, we're then going to add the next bit. You're going to go down to the B minor. Again, good exercise for your hand, look, because you're going from a, so if I play a B minor, look here, and then a C major, that note is the note that determines whether it's a major or minor. So obviously if it's a B minor, and obviously if it's a C major, but that, just do that for a while, just get your strength in that hand. So all of it together. So it's a good exercise to use, like I say, it'll get you familiar with the root and the third, making it a major or a minor. Again, get used to the major, minor, minor, major, major, minor, minor, major rule, and then apply them chords. Get used to the chords within G, and then get used to the notes on the A string. Do each string, if I'm honest with you, because previously in my playlist, when I did A minor and C, I said get familiar with the E string in the key of C, get familiar with the A string in the key of C, and so on. The reason why you always choose C as a starting key is because on a piano it's all the white notes, so there's no sharps. So on the guitar and the piano it translates really easily. It's when you go into other keys, that's when you start having sharp and flat notes. So G, it has a flat note, like I say, as a G flat. So just get familiar with this. If you're not quite there yet with your finger technique, just strum it. That's it. Thank you very much for watching. Again, next week I'll be doing the G, the second box in the E minor / G pentatonic, and I'll add you some little licks as well. As always, stay foolish and rock and roll.